Hey y'all. I guess I could take this out. We are gonna work on instrument passing tonight. I'm gonna do my best. It's kind of hard passing with the same person, even though it's two separate hands. So I'm gonna do my best, and I'm also gonna send y'all a video for y'all to watch tonight on instrument passing, and then of course we're gonna jump right back in it tomorrow during class. So just remember what I told y'all Monday in class, yesterday in class. Practice your pinches. So this is what you're gonna grab with and give, and this is what you're gonna take with. Okay. So for today, um, my right hand is gonna be the doctor, and my left is gonna be the assistant. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get it to where y'all can see it pretty well. Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, and I'm just gonna pass a couple of them so y'all can kind of see how I, with the assistant hand, remember how I grab and how I receive. Okay. So let's start something simple. Hand mirror. Okay. That's your hand mirror. So whenever I'm holding it to pass to a dentist, I hold it like this. Okay. Hold it like that and give. They take and then they look. Whenever they're done with it, they don't really have a certain way to pass it, so they can pass it to you like this, they can pass it to you like that. If you don't have another instrument in your hand, then you can just grab it like that, whichever way they hand it to you. Just a regular grab. If you already have something in your hand and they're handing it to you, then that's when you're going to use your two, swap. Okay. So we're going to do this a couple different times with a couple different instruments. That way y'all can get to see the smaller instruments, these instruments, bigger instruments than these, so you can just kind of get a different feel. So I think I'm gonna just start with these. So let's start it over and hand this to the dentist. They hand it back. Next, I'm gonna do. Let's do the periosteum. So if they're first going in, most of the time you're gonna use this one just to kind of peel the gingiva back from the bones in the teeth. And then the wider part would be once you got it open, you'd use the bigger end to kind of hold the flap back. Okay. The actual gum tissue back while the dentist is working on the extraction. Um, so you would hold it like this in the beginning, or you would give it to the dentist like this. That way, when they grab it, they're using it like that. Then, when it comes down to actually holding it, the dentist will pull it back, and then they will tell you to hold it right there. That's when you will hold it, and then they will come in and do whatever they need to do as far as the bone. Okay. Right, luxator. I hold the luxators with the working end in the hand. That way they can grab this. Okay. Now you have to remember your angles. Okay. So they're working on which this instrument is only for top teeth. So I probably should have grabbed another instrument, but for this purpose, let's just pretend like this is gonna be for lower teeth and this way will be for upper teeth, since this is actually pointing up and this way is pointing down. So if we're working on an upper molar and say this is actually a luxator for the top molars, you wanna hold it already facing up. Hold it already facing up and pass it to your dentist like that. That way, when they get the instrument, it's already facing up. Okay. You really don't want them to have to, do too much adjusting. They can adjust as far as like to get it comfortable with their hands, but you really don't want them to have to, keep turning everything over and then get adjusted to how they want to do it. Uh, Yes, it only takes a couple seconds to do that, but that's just a couple seconds that we just wasted doing that. So let's just always try to have the working instrument already facing up or down, whichever tooth we're working on. This is why we have to know our quads. We need to know which all of our teeth numbers, primary and permanent. So let's do this. This is our cryo elevator used to get a broken tooth out or half a broken tooth out. So again, you will hold the working end, working on the top tooth. So I'm going to be holding it like this, okay? With the sharp point up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that sharp part is facing up. So I'm not gonna hold it facing up because that will poke you. It is sharp. But I hold it to the side, and once the dentist grab, I kind of rotate it as I'm letting it go. Okay. So now I'm gonna be holding, ready for them to finish with this. And once they finish, they're gonna hand it to you, and you're gonna swap. Sorry, I did it wrong. Let's do that over. Okay. So they're in there. All right. We don't need that anymore. Just like that. Okay. When you're passing your curing light, again, you want your working end, which is the actual light, to be facing whatever tooth. So again, we're working on the top tooth. I hold it right there and pass. Okay. Now, if it was a lower tooth, I would hold it like that. Pass, already on the button. Okay. Give it like this, already on the button for the upper teeth. Carpules can get a little tricky only because the main thing that you're rotating on the carpule or on the composite gun, I'm sorry, the only thing you're going to rotate on the composite gun is the actual carpule itself. Okay. So you would hold it like this, passing it to them. That way, as soon as it goes in, it's already comfortable in their hand. Now, we're working on an upper tooth. So if the dentist is holding this like this, the carpule needs to be turned this way. Okay. So looking at it like this, it looks correct. But if you set it up, this is how you would set it up. Okay. It would be already, well, this isn't the correct one, but it would already be facing the angle that the dentist is going to need. So you got it set up like this. That way, when you hand it to them, straight up. Okay. Something simple as the articulating paper, an articulating paper holder. Uh, this is kind of like the easiest one. You're just gonna hold this in, hand it to them like that, and then bam, bite, 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 tap, tap, tap. You know, and they would hand it to you. Same way, either way, grab or grab. Most of the time, since this is at the end of the procedure, you won't have anything else in this hand, so you'll be free. So you can grab like that, or if you do so happen to have anything in your hand, grab with your two fingers. Okay, just remember, two fingers. This is a ball burnisher. We have the small ball on this end, and then a large football shaped ball on this end. We got a little cone at the beginning of it at the top. I would use, let's just say we're going to use this end first, okay? So whenever you pick it up, you want to be holding this end and hand the dentist this end. That way, when they grab, they're grabbing it like this, and it's already facing up. Okay. Even as far as edge. Okay. I don't have the tip on the edge, but this is still our edge that we use. Okay. I hold it the same way in the hand. Sometimes the dentists will want to grab it like this, that way they can go right in. Some dentists just grab it any kind of way because it's so small. But don't think that you can just pass off anything small anyway. For the simple fact, this is small, and most of the time you could pass it anyway, because I mean it's just it. But when you get an instrument, an actual instrument like die-cal instrument, you have to hold this the correct way. Okay. So we're working on the upper tooth still. You, since this is so small, you're gonna want to pinch as far up as you can, but still have a steady grip that you can't knock it out. Okay, that's the big deal. You don't want to be able to bump. You don't want your dentist to bump this and then it falls out, hit your patient. So you're gonna chuck it up all the way as far as you can. That way is in there, but it's not loose. And you still want this to be pointing up. That way, when your dentist grabs, it's already up. Put it in there, hand it back to you. Cotton tip applicator, if the dentist ever needs it. Again, hold all the way at the tip, the very top. That way they can grab and use. Okay? Working on the upper tooth, I'm gonna hold just like that. Pass it to them like that. The dentist will grab, use at the top, hand it back to you. I use these. Let's do plugger, packer. Uh, we're gonna start with the bigger end. So we have the small end. I'm sorry, y'all, it's not really picking up too well, but it's the plugger. We have the small end and we have the large end. Okay, let's see if that works better. Large end, small end. Okay, I like to go ahead and give them the bigger end first, especially if it's with like amalgam. Use the bigger end to try to get as much in as possible the first go around. Then if they need to like go back and contour it a little bit, they can use a small end. So I would hold the smaller end first, being that they're going to use the bigger end. Hold it, give it. It's already straight up. They're going to pack and then rotate. Use the smaller end, hand it back to you, and then you should already have your other instrument to pass. Okay. Um, this uh, this is normally used for exams, and it's just to check the gum depth. Um, Most of the time, you would just hand them this anyway, just normal because it's just the beginning of the exam. Um, so it would be, the mouth mirror and the perio probe or mouth mirror and explorer. But again, you still want to have it facing whichever way you're using. Okay, whichever surface you're not surface. I'm sorry, whichever arch you're working with. You're gonna want to point up if you're working on an upper arch, which is my maxillary, and down if you're working on the mandibular arch. Okay, but same thing. If they need to swap, they swap with you. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, grab, give, grab, give. And eventually, y'all will get this, and I want y'all to know, I'm literally looking at the camera. I'm not even looking at my hands whenever I'm doing this, and it's kind of harder because everything is in reverse on the camera. So it's gonna take a little bit of muscle memory, but you will get it. Okay, just even if y'all have to just use some pencils or some pens at home, you can get a couple different sizes of pens, pencils, markers, and just sit at home and practice giving or practice. First, you can practice just holding it with these two fingers separate because that's going to take a little while to get used to. And then you can work on giving, giving. Okay. Reset it, hold it the correct spot. Okay. Then you're gonna take it, give it, or vice versa, because you're the assistant, not the doctor. Okay. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry that this is kind of like the only demonstration I have for y'all outside of class. But of course, we can't get anybody here to actually, pass with me due to COVID. But we're gonna continue to work on this tomorrow in class, and I'm gonna be throwing in a lot of random instruments. That way, you'll be used to passing any instrument. We're not just gonna work on one tray like we did yesterday. We're gonna work on a couple different trays, and we're gonna even work on a couple instruments that y'all probably never even worked with the past. Okay. So I'm gonna send you guys a video on instrument passing. Try to log into your Cengage to see if you could get to the. It's not an assignment. It's kind of like a little practice. See if you can find the practice. It was in. It was definitely in module 156. I don't know if it's locked and y'all can't get in it, but see if you can go in it, and it would be. Uh, Kind of like an assignment for you to look at suctioning so you can work on your suction, and it should be one to work on passing instruments. If y'all can't get into that, don't worry, we're gonna still do this tomorrow, and this is just something that continues to build. So it's not like we're working on this week and we'll be done. No, we just began it. Okay, but this is gonna be the rest of the class period, so I really need y'all to work on holding. Okay, giving. And I would just keep my fingers like that. And whenever you get time to grab, close those two fingers, grab. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great night. Go practice. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.